Hello there, and welcome back to the Endless Kingdom. I'm your enormous host, and today on a not-so-critical review, we're going to be doing another follow-up to my prior reviews with the third season of The Dragon Prince. For those of you who keep up with my channel, well, you know I've reviewed seasons 1 and 2, so let's now focus on the third, which caps off the first story arc of this ongoing series, at the time of this recording at least. The ongoing tale of the Dragon Prince revolves around a small group of teenagers, Kellum, Ezran, and Rayla, as they journey through the lands of Xadia, both the non-magic human kingdoms and the magical domain ruled by the elves and dragons, to try and return the Dragon Prince back to his mother, the Dragon Queen, in order to prevent war. And well, for the first time in the show's running, we actually see both sides of Xadia. At the end of the second season, the group splits up, with Ezran going back to the human kingdoms, while Kellum and Rayla continue through their journey to return the Dragon Prince Zim back to the Dragon Queen, who we do meet briefly at the end of the season. This allows the Dragon Prince to do something it's only ever hinted at in prior seasons. Explore both sides of the ever-growing conflict between humans and elves. Or should I say humans and all things magic. As mentioned into my second season review, the magical elves and dragons do not trust humans at all, thanks to their usage of dark magic, which requires magical creatures' sacrifices as fuel. When that comes to a head, here we see the main antagonist, Lord Viren, do some rather gruesome things in a quest for power. Which actually brings to mind one of the things this show does rather well. As I alluded to, it explores both sides of the conflict. As such, neither side is shown to be entirely right. The conflict of the show started when the Dragon King was killed. And we actually see how and why that happened, and how and why that wasn't exactly a good thing, no matter what justifications were made. This extends to the human and elf/dragon conflict, as the season actually starts off with showing the first battle of said conflict. That scene does a great job of showcasing the gray aspects of the situation, and neither side at the beginning was entirely morally right. It's implied that the dragons, and to a lesser extent the elves, were so arrogant against humans they didn't see either right and wrong. And that is actually a good stepping off point for the characters and their journeys this season, and with Ezran, who finally takes on the mantle of King of Katalis. And through his acts and decisions as king, we see that at the forefront. Everyone around Ezran wants him to make decisions of retaliation, but Ezran doesn't see the need for that. He wants no violence, no retribution, no acting on past events. Something which many of the older generation thinks is weakness and a bad idea. But as the show portrays, that's all a matter of perspective. A perspective not everyone shares, which leads to extreme conflict. And Ezran, through making these decisions, shows a great deal of maturity. While he hasn't entirely let go of the carefree attitude he had at the start of Season 1, he has shown him to toughen up and feel the weight he's now forced to bear. He wants peace, but everyone around him wants war, and that makes things very hard on the kid. And you'll watch the show to see how he deals with it, but I'd say in the end, and he proves that in spite of how difficult his viewpoints are, they do have merit. which is not something Lord Viren would agree upon as he gains the power he secretly craved during the first 2 seasons. Thanks in part to the help of the elven mage he made contact with in the 2nd season, Erebos, who slowly but surely inches his way to controlling Viren. His careful manipulation and promises Viren just can't refuse. Quite the devious fellow. And his manipulations cause us more and more turmoil with Viren's children, and with his son Soren starting to see more and more how the path his father's on is the wrong one, and starts to move away from it through helping Ezran, and Claudia, who just simply desperate to keep the family together to the point where even when it's clear to her or that her father took things a step too far, she refuses to leave it. All over the place with her. Not so much though with Callum and Rayla as they escort Zim through Zadia. With Callum's character having undergone almost a complete reversal of how he was portrayed in Season 1, at least from a confidence point of view. The rest of his traits have just been highlighted, shown with how he tries to comfort Rayla through the hard times she faces, and boy are there hard times for her. Why are there hard times? Well, let's just say the events of Season 1 came back to haunt her for when she realizes she's effectively ostracized from her tribe. Not to mention, in the events of the season continuously reminds her of the deep-seated problem she has of her missing parents. So deep-seated she becomes a tad self-destructive, only to be helped by a new development with Callum. They get together in a romance! Happens halfway through the season, and it's quite wholesome to watch. Nothing too deep, mind you, since they only just got together, but it's very nice to watch, especially considering outside of a little blink and you'll miss it moment near the end of Season 2, there was no indication this was ever gonna happen. Even then, it still works. And since it happens halfway through the season, the relationship is actually given time to develop. Definitely one of the hallmarks to the Dragon Prince. Showing how conflicts can come to an end, not through battle, conquest, or anything of the sort, but by the young making amends, forging a new path. Not just the young, however, for Callum and Ezran's Aunt Amaya gets a fair bit of focus that helps bridge the gap too, who since she was captured by the Sunfire Elves was in the season, but through the conflicts brought about by Lord Viren, manages to befriend and Golden Knight Janai, heir to the throne of the Sunfire Elves. Bridging the gaps. Undoubtedly the best description for the main theme of this season, and the first arc of the entire series overall. An arc that ends in a climactic battle where forces from all sides come together to oppose Viren. And it all ends on a bright note for the future. What that future entails, you'll have to watch the 4th season to figure that out. But until you reach that, the 3rd season of The Dragon Prince will undoubtedly captivate you, with its grand quests, easily digestible political drama, vast armies, characters coming to new revelations, a bit of romance, and oh so much more. If you decide to watch the 3rd season of The Dragon Prince, you won't be disappointed. But, as I always say, I'm not here to tell you if the show is good or bad. I'm here to state my opinion, and through it let you decide if The Dragon Prince is something you'd like to watch. So if you think the 3rd season of The Dragon Prince, or the show as a whole, will strike your fancy, you can find it for easy streaming on Netflix. And if you enjoyed this not-so-critical review, you can like the video, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't, and then click the notification bell to stay up to date on all future reviews on this channel. As well as share this video around with anyone you think would enjoy it. And until the next not-so-critical review, I've been your anonymous host, The Endless Kingdom, and I wish you all a good day.